out. If you got a body, then you better not go out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Neal Neil podcast. I'm Neal. This is Neal.
I'm Neal.
All right, guys. Let's jump into it. Actually, before we jump into it, remember, hit that like and subscribe button.
Yeah.
Share it with anybody you know.
Yeah. 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 Because we've been in a soft launch for
I don't know.
2 years.
2 years.
So yeah, we're definitely trying to get up there. So y'all definitely hit that button. I'll do my sexy radio voice for you. And
And welcome everybody to the Quiet Storm.
Yeah, the quiet.
Actually,
Quiet Storm.
Okay, hold on. No, I actually was talking with some guy about this weekend.
Welcome to NPR.
And so this past weekend we had this big jiu-jitsu thing that I was at all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to this, people from all over the country, Dominican Republic, overseas, all that stuff was there. And I have figured out that there is a Quiet Storm radio station in every city in this country. Every major city has a Quiet Storm, and it's all the same. It's all the same.
Of course, has to be.
Like,
because they get the idea from all the same places.
I mean,
that's great.
It's some guy or woman, and they all have this super deep voice, and we're just bringing you in here for the Quiet Storm. And they'll either have two things. It'll either be like some low thunder in the background when they say the Quiet Storm, or it'll be some sort of rain as they say it. Every major station has it.
They talk about what the Weather Channel and that cold front that's coming in. Oh boy, better get your blankets and.
Why don't you snuggle up with the one you love and put on the smooth.
Is that what it? I thought it was. Is that what?
It's always like some sort of like jazz station.
Oh,
the Quiet Storm. It's not necessarily jazz. It's either like jazz or like old school like love like romantic songs.
Elevator
kind of
music.
Not necessarily elevator music, but like it's always at night. It's from like 7 to like maybe 12:30, 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And they always come on. It was like, hey, welcome everybody, easing through this great night, and welcome to the Quiet Storm. Just snuggle up to the one you love and listen to the sultry sounds.
So is it? It's like a regular radio station. Because what happens like if you're in the middle of it and it's all of a sudden, do you need your gutters cleaned out?
That's the thing. They all cut to commercials, and that's what it ends up going. It's like it's that deep, smooth voice cut to. I just got hit, girl. You better go.
You better call 1-800.
I just got hit.com.
Yeah.
Okay, like it goes from that to that, like, and it's super fucking charming.
That would definitely, I think, ruin my mojo a little bit. What's that? What's the one that I keep getting emails about? Camp Lejeune or something?
Oh, the Camp Lejeune water thing, where they poisoned all these military people for like 20 years.
Are you or your family a victim of Camp Lejeune?
Oh my God!
Have you had 5 or more deaths in your family? Please call us.
It's the same kind of commercials like those pill recall commercials. Did you or someone in your family take this birth control and suffer seizures?
Okay, so I got a what's the word? Transition.
Okay.
No. Segue. Because I've been watching. We saw a little bit of it, but I have been watching nothing but a show on Discovery called Street Outlaws. And it is 14 seasons, and I'm up to like season 10 already.
Damn, Neil.
The thing about it is since it's on demand, I'm watching it on demand. Mm-hmm. I'm getting like, do you have thyroid disease? Do you live with constant itching and scratching? I'm like, no. And then it's other stuff. It's just nothing but like anti-AIDS drugs, or like the preventative.
Oh, like get on this TRT now kind of deal, or
no? It's like take this shot every other month instead of once a month. Blah blah blah.
Do they offer you deals on your diabetes medication?
No, but I do have running commercials of both Tay Diggs, and
Tay Diggs.
Yeah, and Lindsey Vonn on a I'm not gonna. I know the fucking medications by now.
Oh, it's a medication.
Yeah.
Tay Diggs. Wait,
Tay
Tay
Diggs.
Diggs is doing medication commercials now?
Yeah, for insomnia.
Come on, bro.
For insomnia. Apparently, he lives with insomnia.
Okay. He has insomnia.
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say. I hope you suffer from this if you do it like.
Well,
bro,
I
you are
mean,
too
okay.
you are too good of an actor to be doing medication commercials.
What has he done in like?
He just got through with the new season of The Best Man.
Oh, okay.
They did a whole series to like tie everything up, and it was actually really good.
Well, I don't have insomnia. I don't have eye thyroid disease. I don't have oh yeah, there's another one that they show all the time for if you have heavy menstrual cycles. I don't think, and it's the same 4 or 5 commercials every time I watch it, and I'm like, show me something that.
Man, you are starting to fall into a demographic, Neil. The people who watch those videos. Just saying.
Are what? Women who have menstrual?
Old white women. Or middle-aged white women, I should say. Because, they're having their heavy flows. They should probably have a few medical issues because of it. And I'm just saying, you're starting to fit into a demographic, Neil.
I just want to preface that the commercial was of a black family. So,
okay. Well,
yeah.
shit.
Yep, it was a black family.
Speaking of like just shows.
Speaking of being black.
Well, I cock blocked the absolute shit out of myself.
You
like,
cock blocked. Wait, you cock blocked
myself.
yourself?
Oh, so hard.
Okay.
So
I must.
Okay, so I've been watching a lot of these like
I told you
hoof
to quit
cleaning
watching
videos.
the pegging porn.
Well, no,
Actually,
it's not
probably
pegging.
would've-
It's docking, but.
Oh, right.
Which even crazier. I had to teach Sandy what docking was the other week too. But that's
You had to teach her or you had to show her?
I had to teach her.
Huh?
Okay. Let me finish with this, and we'll come back to this.
Which friend did you have come over? Because I wasn't there.
No, you weren't. I'll tell. All right, so let me finish this.
Okay.
Let me finish
because
this.
I have a lot of questions already. So you go ahead. You were talking about being black.
Yes. All right. So I've been watching like hoof cleaning videos a lot lately.
Wait. Okay. You mean actual animal hoofs?
Yeah. There's this dude. So this Irish dude will roll up to a farm. There'll be all these cows limping, and this dude will just put their feet up and just like he's like hacking away and
I've seen those. Yeah, I've seen those.
I've noticed that they scratch the same itch for me that like those ear cleaning videos, and I'll watch the shit out of those.
Like human ear cleaning videos?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
No.
dude.
But something about the hoofs, because like some people let them go so bad, and when they shave them down and polish them off and put new,
So here's what's going on. I'm watching it. I'm in bed. I'm just kind of watching one. Sandy comes into bed, and she starts I'm just kind of watching, and she just helps, and then she's gonna start snuggling up to me, and she goes, "So, what are you watching?" And right as she goes to look over my shoulder, this dude hits like a little hole in this hoof and starts squeezing on it. She looks over my shoulder, and all she sees is just pus squirting out of this. And she's like, "What the fuck are you watching?" And I was like, I mean, he's helping this cow. She was like, "I was gonna try to do something, but I'm just done now.
I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed."
Exact reaction.
And knowing Sandy, when she's like, "I'm going to bed," she was out. She was done.
Oh, like she went from horny to like, ugh. It's like so fast. And I was like, "Oh shit."
I mean, you do have that lane of you like the disgusting.
What can I say?
I mean, the ear cleaning, the
pimple popping,
the
the hematomas just go.
the cows pissing on dudes' heads. Yeah, like you're like, this is what I'm gonna do when I'm on the toilet.
Yeah,
this is what I'm gonna watch.
Absolutely. Why not get weird, man? Throw off the algorithm.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell your TikTok looks like.
Dude, so my TikTok and my Instagram, it's crazy. It's like, it's wrestling, jiu-jitsu videos, comedians, and then just crazy. Like, I think I ran across one. That one where I sent you where old girl peed on this other girl at her concert.
Yes.
Like, it's stuff like that will pop up.
Yeah. Or the one where the dude like laid down and she peed in his mouth or something.
Oh, at that yes,
Yeah.
on stage. Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Now,
no, no.
when you said-
It was in a can on his chest, and then he got up and drank
whatever.
it. That's what it was.
I don't like anybody that much. Like I had this conversation with Shay Shay about because she loves Taylor Swift, and she goes, "There's nobody that you would just go complete nuts over." And I'm like, no, not really, and definitely not anybody where I'm like, okay, I would drink Salma Hayek's bathwater, but you know,
Kevin Gates did an interview where he talked about drinking this girl's piss once. He said she was so literally. Kevin Gates has an interview. He's like, yeah, she was so fun, and I just loved her so much. Like, yeah, I drank her piss. I drank no. If you're period, no, you're like, yeah, I drank her urine. And I was like, I'm sorry, what, Kevin? He's like, yeah,
yeah. I mean, I would much rather be pissed on than drink it. Like, you know,
I mean, that's a whole lane in itself of people who do the urine therapy. Well, there's two things.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, you've
Urine
never heard about people
therapy?
doing urine therapy?
I need an explanation.
So-
Why is it that it feels like there's a shift of the weirdness is changing colors? Like, because back in the day, you'd say some stuff like blah, blah, blah. You'd be like, that's definitely a white dude. And now you're like,
No, you don't
wait
know.
a minute.
You know, here's why. I'm gonna tell you one word.
Uh,
Equality.
yeah, absolutely.
Equality.
Absolutely. 100%.
Black people are now allowed to be as weird as fucking possible. And like, because back in the early 80s, you could not be you couldn't be the anime, you couldn't be that anime guy.
Oh, right,
You know
right,
you know
right.
you remember the anime kid who would
Yeah.
walk around and run down the hall with his hands behind
Yeah,
his hands behind his back and do
Yeah.
all that. He wouldn't survive in the 80s. That kid would
Oh,
have gotten
no.
beat up
No.
so much.
Yeah.
And made it like nowadays it's like, oh, that's that's just Johnny.
But that's not the weirdness level I'm talking about.
But
I'm
see,
talking about like
but
you're
that kid. That's the same kid who grows up to be this guy.
okay.
I'm about to show you real quick. That's the same guy. This Donald Glover looking kind of guy.
Man,
Yeah.
you can just. I don't even need you to start this.
You
To
can already
know-
see
to know-
the dead. He's just got dead eyes.
He looks like he's about to tell me that he's traveling and not driving. Like he looks like he's about to give me a very hardcore sovereign citizen speech.
He looks like the kind of guy who's going to tell me about the new volume of the Necronomicon that he just bought.
Yes. Yep. And how hyped he is about the new Evil Dead movie coming out. Yeah. Okay, so
He's got a collection of blades that he'd like to show you.
for sure. You want to see my katana? It's a real katana from Japan.
You know what? You know what's going
Okay.
to really cement this thought in there for you?
Mm.
This. Yeah, this guy.
So, if you were guessing what that noise was, and you guessed that he opened up his mouth and wasps flew out, you would be correct because that's exactly what fucking happened.
Oh, yes.
What the fuck? How do you get? I don't know how those wasps were not stinging the shit out of him because they're gonna want
Why
out.
the inside of his mouth isn't just swollen all
And
down.
he just opens up, and here comes fucking wasps. And that
Yes.
one motherfucker almost went up his nostril.
Hey, hold on. Here's the thing. Did you notice this man didn't move, didn't blink? His dead eyes just stayed on camera. Look at this. Does not flinch. On his nose, don't care. Didn't even blink. Went on his nose, flew right in front of his face, stared dead into the camera.
So, how do you know this guy? Like,
Oh, this guy here, he's got some videos, man. Oh man, he is now on a raw diet.
oh,
Yes.
that was the guy that was eating the.
raw kidneys, raw liver, raw heart. Even has one where I actually want to. He has a fiance, And I went to hold on.
I want to see a video with her, like, cause she's got to be super weird too.
Yes. Oh, you want to know how weird? So, because he's been on this raw diet food, top of his list has been eating Rocky Mountain oysters. So his fiance surprised him in one video and brought him just a bag of 2 giant bull testicles that he proceeds to proudly eat straight up raw.
Just straight out of the bag.
Straight out of the bag. Just, and then, he's got the inside, and he's squeezing on it, and it looks like those, like, those little squeezy toys that, like, kind of blow up.
Oh, yeah, the stress doll toys.
Yes,
yeah.
He's like, he's like, he takes a bite, he's like, it's really chewy, it's nice, like a nice little stress ball, too. I was like, bro, I could never hang out with this man.
No.
Ever. This is a guy.
No, he's and the thing is he's not even cutting it with a fork, and he's grabbing meat and just tearing into it.
Yes. And see, he falls into the second category of weird. Because for me, there's 2 categories of weird. There's a normal weird. Everybody's kind of weird.
Everybody has that one thing.
Everybody's kind of weird in something. Like it's not the norm, but then there's regular weird, and then there's creepy weird. He falls into creepy weird. Nobody wants to be creepy weird.
Not like in a way where, not like a creepy sexual assault kind of guy. He's just
he's just a creepy weird guy that just but see that creepy sexual assault weird, creepy. That's still that creepy weird. Just
they follow.
That's a huge wide range of people I don't want to spend time with.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. He's like, yeah, you want to go put some wasp in your mouth? No, no, I want to do not that. I mean, you watch some anime? No.
My question was like, what anime? Because now, it's like I don't know if we're gonna be in the same kind of stuff. Dude.
He would probably be like, this is from guy that does it out of his shop in Japan, and it's got like 5 videos.
It's black and white. He animated his manga, and it's just like, I don't know.
It's the best thing ever. You don't understand.
Or he gets into those weird. Oh man, I never watched, but those weird slice of life where like all the little there's like, man, I've seen previews of it where it's like there's a bunch of schoolgirls where it's like, oh, here's somebody trying to get the great test scores. She's like, that's just what I'm into. It's like,
or immediately he's pulling out a VHS hentai tape to put in.
God,
yeah.
Yes. He's got a box full of Sailor Moon porn or some shit.
Well, I don't have weird, but I've got one of the biggest disses I think I've seen in a while on this one.
Really?
Yeah. This news reporter decided here we go. All right.
Where else but Comic-Con can you stand at the feet of a 20-foot tall transformer named Optimus Prime? Or see a grown man dressed as Kung Fu Panda?
I mean,
she straight up called that man Kung Fu Panda because he was hefty. And he was dressed like Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that was great. Because I'm watching, it's like, okay, he's doing some Raiden kind of display, and then it's like Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That is so wrong.
I mean, what I don't get is you send the middle-aged white woman reporter to Comic-Con.
Has no idea what she's looking at.
Yeah. She's like, what is this? What's this called? Optimus Prime?
I bet that was like her 5th take to get the name right.
Yeah, because she said it like
standing on a 22-foot tall
monster named Optimus Prime. Like you had to tell everybody, I thought it was I thought that was Billy Bob from, is that Tow Mater from Cars? But yeah. That dude probably had a great con.
Yeah.
And then he's all of a sudden, bing, 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 bing.
He gets just lit up.
Hey.
That's his new nickname. That's his nickname now.
Kung Fu. You gotta be.
I mean,
Yeah.
him and the baseball player are now forever called Kung Fu Panda.
Baseball player.
Yeah, there was a baseball player. He was the son of another baseball player. I think it was remember
was it-
Albert Bell?
I'm not. I'm
think,
not
okay.
I'm not a
I think
baseball
the
guy.
baseball player Albert Bell had a son, and they ended up and he ended up going by the nickname like Kung Fu Panda.
I will look it up.
All right.
Kung Fu Panda
Yeah, man.
baseball
I
player.
can't remember because he was a hefty guy himself.
Pablo Sandoval.
Pablo Sandoval. Oh, okay, never mind.
Ex-MLB player Kung Fu Panda Pablo Sandoval.
Never mind. I screwed that all up. I just knew there was a guy named Pablo. He played for the Red Sox. I want to say
Giants. Oh, you're thinking of Big Poppy?
David Ortiz.
Yeah.
Am I confusing Sandoval with David Ortiz?
Listen.
They're Hispanic, they're black, they look all the same to me.
That was Neal with an A. That was Nealewing. Man, I felt my butt clench hearing you say it because I can only imagine.
Oh my god.
I can only imagine what.
Oh shit.
Listen to
This will come back
You know
to
what?
cancel me in like 12 years.
Cancel you? I don't think so. You know what's going to happen is somebody's going to take a clip and they're going to like take what you say and put it over me.
Oh,
And then-
that's gonna be great. Neil said this. It's like
This racist
wrong, Neil.
motherfucker.
Oh, I mean that kind of happened with It happened with what's his name once, Adam Carolla. Do you?
Yeah, I remember.
He had this bit with him and Joe Coy, where Joe Coy like started singing and doing this like stereotypical like Asian dude voice, like singing with like some old like 70s group or whatever,
Right.
and like he's just singing and they're laughing and Adam Carolla's acting like a producer trying to help him do all this stuff. And then Adam Carolla does some interview and they're like, what do you think is this? Do you think this is appropriate? And they play that whole clip, and it's just Joe Coy singing like an Asian guy. And they just do the audio, and it's just him doing this Asian voice over this audio. He's like, yeah, that's not me. And they're like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, yeah, that's this Asian comedian doing this Asian. It's a real typical
so
Asian
somebody
voice.
was asking.
He did
somebody
an
was, like,
interview, and they were trying to
interviewing
do
him.
a gotcha interview, like him doing like
They were
a
trying to be
racist.
like, oh, what is up with you doing this on your show?
Yes. Yes, dude. And he was like, what the hell are you talking about? It's not even me.
No, listen, I don't say those things. I write it and get other people to say it for me. Who it's appropriate for them to say it.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Joe Coy. I heard that him and
What's her name?
broke up, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Which was kind of weird because Chelsea Handler?
Yes,
Yeah.
Chelsea on there. Yes.
Her last special was good.
Was
and
it?
then she mentioned him, and then it wasn't like 2 weeks later I was reading an article about them splitting. So,
I mean, it's probably, I bet it was one of those things. She taped it, did it, and then when it aired like 4 or 5 months later, then they
Yeah.
broke up.
yeah. So, but you were trying to tell me about why you felt like there was more weirdness coming out of your side of the community.
Oh, yeah, because it's being more allowed because black people have gotten equality now. We are allowed to be just super weird, and because before, if any black dude was to do something weird, it's WPS, white people shit. Like
Yeah.
like if you didn't want to say it, there were like other people around and you didn't want people to know what you're talking about. He was like, that's WPS, or somebody would just say WPS.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so now you can do that and now not necessarily get judged anymore. Because I got the shit judged out of me for just being into anime and anything other than rap music all through high school. Like I'm listening to like a Power Man 5000 CD.
Nice.
Yeah. And watching Cowboy Bebop, and everybody's looking at me like, who the fuck are you? Like,
Right.
why are you even listening to any of this?
No, I mean, if you were to have said, "Oh, I got a video of a dude in a courthouse who tells the judge and all the cops that he needs this case dismissed
Oh, God, yes.
because he's under common law," yada yada, I'd have been like, "That's definitely a white dude,
Oh,
right?"
I would say 15 years ago, 90%, 99 times out of 100, it's a white guy.
But we just watched that video of the black dude that was like, no, this case is going to be dismissed. And I'm like, excuse me? You're going to just tell the court and these two white.
And then when they get pulled over, you're a black dude getting pulled over by the cops and going to declare yourself a sovereign citizen and not expect to get shot. And it's like,
I haven't seen any of the, but I've seen people who were like 30 minutes at a traffic stop. They'll call a supervisor.
they placated this bullshit for 30 minutes.
And then there's other places where they're
Such
just like,
patience.
get out of the car, get out of the car. Okay, and that they whip that asp out and bust out the window.
See, I'm convinced,
What's
though,
your emergency? What is your emergency? Why are you pulling me over?
because you did something, you fucking.
Because you were doing 91 into 65.
See, though, here's what I say.
But I'm traveling.
I think most of those black sovereign citizens, it's got to be mental health. I refuse to believe that any mentally healthy black person would declare themselves sovereign citizen. You've got to have some sort of mental health. Like, you're either manic, you're bipolar, you are some sort of crazy to be doing some shit like that.
I don't know. I think in certain areas maybe we just need to toughen up on the rules a little bit. Like, okay, if you ever hear XYZ from a person claiming to be sovereign citizen, they get 3 get out of the cars. After that, it's like I think that was a rule at Disney for a long time. Like, people there couldn't accept tips unless they asked 3 times.
Really?
So it's like, okay, I'm going to ask you to get out of the car. I'm asking you to get out of the car again. And on the 3rd time, if you don't instantly go for that handle, I'm busting your window out and pulling you out of the car.
Now I got to talk to my brother or my parents and
no,
see
you
how
need-
many sovereign citizens.
See, I don't think your parents, because that's kind of more newer-ish.
Okay. Well, then
but
I
your
gotta talk
brother,
my brothers had to have
your
run into a
brothers
sovereign
had to have run in down in Houston. Had to have run into some sovereign citizen stuff.
Yes.
It's got to.
Okay. I'm gonna have to give him a call and ask him.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
Because, oh man, just to be able to see that, like, let's picture, right? 50-something-year-old white dude. No, he doesn't like black people. And your brother just steps up to the car. Yeah, like, just straight up, sir. We got 3 rule. I've asked you 4 times. I've given you an extra one, and your brother just bashed the window out and just single-handedly grabbed that man out of his car.
Oh, so coming back to the docking stuff.
Okay,
Completely got sidetracked about this.
I need to understand how you taught your wife
So
how to dock.
her friend was basically like, hey, I saw this crazy weird porn the other day where this guy takes his dick and you know, she's like he puts it in the other thing, and then it was like inside of it, and then there was like, oh, it was a docking video, and everybody's immediately like, how the hell do you know about this? And I'm just like, and so I had to explain, you know, most of the time you need at least one uncircumcised person to do it, or as our other friend there who was he was a gay man. He helped out with the explanation as well. He was like, he doesn't necessarily have to be uncircumcised, or at least have a lot of foreskin, apparently. So
I mean, wait, isn't that the... Hold on.
well, even when you get circumcised, you know, they pull back. You've got the foreskin that pulls back. So if you have some guys, apparently, I wasn't aware of this, have like, you know, when they got circumcised, had a lot of foreskin.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing... No.
Apparently, if you get circumcised at an older age or something like that, you'll have a little bit more than normal. So, yeah. But you basically...
I do not have a dockable penis. All right, I just don't. It's no extra skin. It's kind of like, you know.
But yeah, like I had to sit there and break down to my wife and her friend, like, yep, you know, you get here and then it goes over and then you can go back and forth right in there.
I mean, can you? I don't really like feel like that's a lot of, like, you're just.
It
really
depends
quickly?
too, because from what I understand, if you're able to get all the air out of there, then it acts like a little. It, you know, if you're able to squeeze all, it acts like a suction cup all of a sudden. Then
What? We're not doing a Neal and Neil.
I mean, I can go in on this, Neil.
No. No. I'm good. I am good. I just hey, whatever floats you. I mean, I'm not saying, ooh, that's disgusting. I'm saying it just doesn't seem like.
Doesn't seem like it would feel good.
It just doesn't seem like it would do much. I guess
not for you, who's I would think it'd be good for the person docking, but not for the person being docked.
Right, because I would think, man, I don't know. It's you know what, it doesn't matter. It's not like I'm curious enough to be like, okay, like, all right, we'll try it once.
All
Like,
right,
you know,
so you know what, Neil?
Huh?
This week we can do some research, check out some videos, read some
We could
articles,
get-
and then we can.
I got it. We could get dildos that have foreskins on them.
But then how often? But do they have Are they pliable?
I don't know, man. I don't. I haven't done a lot of dildo shopping, so I'd have to do some research.
I'm sure Shay could help you. Could help you find something that would. I'm sure she could give you some tips.
I can give her a tip.
God damn it.
Oh shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems like it's not going to be something on my sex bucket list.
Well, I would hope not, because then I'd have to be like, Neil, you've made a hard turn for what I've seen you go for in the past. If I hear about you, like, yeah, I tried docking for the first time, I got so many questions.
No, I don't think that's. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that one. I don't think we're gonna have to.
Well, then again, nah. I'm trying to think if Shay could find something to help.
Help what?
You and Shay could get some stuff to try to.
But that's the thing is like, okay, let's say
Shay docks you.
she'd have a strap on, and then
nobody's getting anything.
And then it just pops back, and then I'm like, there's a
it's just hanging on. You're like, how do I get it off? It's like a Chinese dick trap.
right.
You can't pull it all the way off.
And then when you pull it off, it looks like in the middle it goes like this because you've stretched out the middle, and now you have like a bend in it.
Oh shit!
That just doesn't like. That's what I'm saying. Putting something that wraps around like that, it just makes me nervous to kind of think about. Like,
well, yeah, goes to. I mean, you never know. Hey. Don't knock it till you tried it, Neil. You never know.
I guess I'll never know. Because it's like, what you look? No, it doesn't. You can't use a dildo. You have to have the real thing. It's like, well, guess I'm not trying that one. Oh well, I guess I'll just shoot for that threesome.
There we go. Oh,
Two
man.
female, male, obviously. Yeah.
Yep.
Or three male, whichever one.
There you
It's
go.
fine. Yeah. Oh, but yeah.
Oh, what's up?
So how did you know? What
How did I know
docking
about
was?
this?
Yeah.
Now I got to think about this.
I know I heard it from. It was a podcast. That's where I heard it from. I can't remember. It was like some dude asked another dude, like, "Hey, have you ever heard of docking?" And they're like, "No, what's that?" And then they explained it.
So I had been to, I remember. So back in the day, I used to listen to a lot of Dan Savage. He's like this gay love advice. I guess he was a columnist, then he had a podcast. So I want to say his name's Dan Savage.
So did I just hear you? You said you listened to a gay.
No, well, it was a
man's-
gay man, but he would do love advice for like everybody who sent stuff in.
Because I was like, I've heard
Oh, yeah.
nothing of what you described of any reason why you would need to be listening to this podcast.
Yeah, this gay love advice podcast.
Yeah. So I was listening. So I've got my comedy podcast, and then on Wednesday I listen to my gay lover advice podcast.
So, but no, he would answer questions like anybody who sent anything in, and I want to say he somehow on his podcast he got to talking about docking, which apparently like this was like a few years ago. I remember listening to him talk about this, and I'm just like, what? I think that's how I found out about Grindr back in the day, like, and
Man,
a few other things.
I had a funny story. Well, that
Wait,
involved Grinder. So,
Please go on.
okay, you remember?
What was your profile picture look
I
like?
can. It wasn't my profile picture. I
You
can't
sure?
give out too much. Okay, remember where we met at work?
Yes.
Okay, so we had a coworker who was gay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
He was? Oh, that is that. Wait,
No, he was telling me about Grinder, and I was like, "What?" He's like, "It's like gay Tinder," and he came across, like, an executive profile in Grinder, and he was like, it was some hardcore shit.
what? Hold on. Are you're talking about the guy who? I'm trying to make sure I'm thinking of the same guy that you were having a conversation with. The guy that ended up moving late at some point, like moving out, like up north. Or are we talking about a different person?
I think we're talking about a different person. So I probably had to,
White dude, black dude.
black dude,
Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of somebody else.
but it might have involved the white dude.
Well, no. Well,
It might have
because
been the white
dude
dude's profile.
was a manager.
Okay, so maybe he. So yeah, that's you got it. Yeah.
Wait, was it?
This is not making any sense of anybody that's listening right
Wait,
now, but yes.
Now I'm starting to think. Wait, was one of my old bosses?
Yes, it was. Actually,
I know exactly who you're talking
now
about.
that I think about it, it was. Yes, that's exactly who it was.
Me and him had
so
similar.
It was his apparently, it was like some pretty hardcore type. Because I didn't know anything about Grindr, but I guess, and I didn't get on Tinder for very long. But I guess you can make your profiles as pretty graphic as you want them to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a bunch of dudes trying to get dick. Like, I'm not shocked. Like he was like, I want dick. There's dude on here looking for dick, so I'm gonna show him a dick. So
I wonder how that works, because you know how, like, as guys, we're all like, oh yeah, I get the dick. Are they? I mean, I can only imagine, like, as a straight man, how much I want sex.
Yeah.
And then you get gay guys together, and they're both
same,
equally.
yeah, exactly. There's a reason AIDS went so wild in the 80s. I'm just saying, like, first of all, nobody was really wearing condoms back then, and you get a bunch of dudes that want to fuck with a bunch of other dudes that want to fuck. There's gonna be a lot of fucking.
R.I.P.
You know, it's like the stories that are just like, hey, what's up? You wanna me?
Yeah, let's go.
Boom, that fast. It's like, all right,
can't get pregnant. Can't get pregnant.
there you go. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
My grandmother has she has a lot of
What?
gay friends. And the shit they have told me is so wild.
Wait, which grandmother?
Mimi.
Okay. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So like whenever we went to down to Mexico, we went to go visit like old family friends. Like I'd known these two guys like they'd been together my entire life. And so yeah.
Damn.
So but not them, but one of her friends. We were talking about something, and I said the exact same thing. I was like, yeah, you know, hey, can't get pregnant, and dude was just like, yeah, but I was trying all the time, and I was like, oh my God,
Damn.
I was like, and I'm like maybe 19, 20, and this dude's telling me this shit. I was just like, oh my God.
I mean, you can try pretty hard, but there was an article I saw on Reddit about it was I think a couple in China who I don't know how I just don't understand how this could happen, but they were wondering why they couldn't get pregnant. They tried for a couple years, and the doctor was like, "Well, you're still a virgin," and he's like, "Well, they're like, what do you mean?" And they had to have a conversation, and they were having nothing but anal, and that's like I don't know how you fucked that one up. Like,
I mean, so man, I know exactly why. No, here's the thing: nobody has that sex talk, and then everything you learn is like from your friends, and you've never seen an actual naked woman. It's like it's basically if if some of these like Christian groups get their way with like how they
But
want
I
the country to
mean-
be, nobody ever talks about sex. There's no, because how often do parents actually have like a real legit sex talk with their kids?
But I mean,
And you can't teach shit in school now. So now you got
well,
a
I don't know
bunch
what
of
it is in
friends.
China. I don't know how it is over there.
It's even crazy, dude. Rural China, dude. Like, bro.
No, they that's what I'm saying.
Like,
they didn't
hold on,
look. They
hold on.
didn't look rural China. They look like
Like there
City.
are parts of rural China that are like, or just parts of China that are like the most backwoods of places here. It's just like a Chinese super backwoods of
I'm just saying, it's like, okay, the woman. I've got 2 holes. I know one hole, brown stuff comes out of
Yep.
it. The other hole, well, what's that one for? Oh, I know when I get excited, that one starts getting a little wet.
Yeah,
I just
but he
don't know
puts-
how you
no,
don't
But when he puts his dick in the other hole, I feel pretty good in that one too.
just raw, nothing, just in. No, that doesn't
But,
sound.
you know, hey, all the brown stuff that's coming back is just her love juice. Because I guarantee you, if they didn't know that anal sex won't lead to pregnancy,
Well, no,
he's
no.
not
They
having
thought-
proper anal sex.
They thought anal sex
was sex.
going to
Yes.
lead to
Sorry,
pregnancy.
They didn't realize anal sex wasn't like sex.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't know how.
Dude,
I don't know.
I guarantee you, everything he learned about sex was from like his friends or like an uncle or some shit. And he had never. I guarantee you, he had never seen a naked woman before her too. I guarantee
Maybe.
you, like they were both virgins. They
Yeah.
met and got married, and then they just tried to figure it out.
We kind of did that. I was there, but I didn't. Hold on, wait.
Whoa,
We did
what?
this.
Where is this story going, Neil?
We convinced a friend of something. So he passed in the war, but he was stationed over in Korea.
Okay.
So he was going to Korea, and 2 of my other friends had convinced him that Korean women's vaginas were sideways.
Y'all are assholes.
Okay, so
It's funny as shit, but
He's
y'all
like-
assholes.
he's like in his 20s at the time, and it wasn't like we drug it out or they drug it out because I was there.
You just said it a few times fucking with him.
I was like,
And he
yeah,
thought you were
no,
serious.
it was 2 other guys, and then I was like, oh yeah, for sure, yeah, absolutely. And it's 6 months later, he comes back on leave, and out of nowhere, he's like, oh, and by the way, they're not sideways. And we all went, what? And he's like, yeah, prostitution's legal over there, so I had to try it. Oh yeah,
In Korea?
I think it's certain spots. I've seen some spots.
Wow.
I've seen some
Okay.
spots where like you go down a street and all the buildings are glass.
Like Amsterdam, like
Kind
red
of,
light
you,
district?
you
almost?
drive up beside them and the lights turn on and it's a girl inside.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But not like I'm going to Korea all the time. But yeah, it was. He was like, yeah, they're not sideways. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you guys told me that they were sideways. I went, oh.
You had
That
forgotten all about
5-minute
it.
The
and he was
5-minute
fucking
conversation.
scarred.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that would be something though. Be it sideways.
Oh, man. I mean, it's like those women with the with 2 vaginas.
I have seen those.
Yep.
Or the
I mean,
two-
I remember the whole Tyra segment when I first heard about this, and she had the wildest title like for that
Like
segment. It was like,
Tyra Banks.
yeah. Oh, you don't
Okay.
remember the
Yeah,
Tyra
yeah,
show?
Yeah. I wanted to make sure that was who we were talking about.
Oh yeah. So it
Fine,
was.
yeah.
I remember when I came across it too. I was just scrolling through channels, and then it popped up, and on the bottom it said 4 women, 8 vaginas, and I'm just like, whoa. I'm checking around to see this, Tyra. You got me hooked now.
See, that's like you already got 2 boobs. Now you got 2 vaginas. Come on. But see, I used to think Tyra Banks was like to me. She was the hottest black
Oh,
woman alive.
yes.
Until I saw Megan Good, and then after that, I was like,
Oh, dude, you should watch her show, Harlem.
I'll watch anything.
Dude, okay,
Megan
so
Good does.
she has a show on Amazon Prime called Harlem.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like a lot like Black Sex in the City almost, but less. The women are a little more likable to me, I
They're
guess.
not white.
Yeah, but even still, like I actually used to watch Sex in the City. I watched like the first 2, maybe 3 seasons, and I was like, fuck these people. After that,
I just I couldn't get in.
So
yeah.
my mom watched it, so I ended up watching it a lot with my mom, and I was like, all right, I can get into this. Plus, it was at the time they had Oz, Sopranos, Sex and the City, and The Wire. So they were just like hitting on all.
I kept
these
watching Sex and the City on HBO, waiting for some tits to come out, and it never did. I was like, this show's stupid.
It came out a few times, but not very happy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like
No,
you
had to
watch
wait.
Oz and the Sopranos.
Not Sex and the City. You had to watch Real Sex.
Right.
Now
Right.
that show, it's 12:30 at night. And you're like, hey.
We used to get the cable box back in the day with the slider.
Oh.
And you put it on that HBO or the Playboy channel, and it'd be all granulated. But you'd get some boobs in there.
Get
every
some
once
wavy
in a while.
titties.
Hell yeah! I don't know what her face looks like, but them titties are nice. Oh man.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so I only had that one video.
Oh, I got some more.
You got some more videos?
Oh, yes.
All right, let's get over to your
Here,
video.
I got
Good,
you.
Yeah, and let's get this back on.
Boom. So,
Boom.
I'm about to show you
Oh,
one of the most
this already.
fearless. Whoa,
Uh-oh.
what did I do?
You closed your whole shit down.
Did I close it? What happened?
I don't know.
Oh shit. Oh no. All right, well screw it. So, I'm about to show you the most fearless dude I have ever seen. This man operates on a different level than other people. And that other one almost caught him right in the thigh. Just walking through.
Are there mouths?
Are there mouths taped?
I think so.
Ah. Okay.
But then why do you have all the mouths taped?
Who went in there and taped all their mouths?
That's a lot. Okay. All right. I mean, still though, I don't want to be in there.
Hell no. All right. Well, that was a letdown. But
Yeah, because I was like, there's no way you're jumping in there if their mouths are
all
open.
right. Well, let me show you the latest in swimsuit fashion.
Fuck. All right.
Call Michael with the Rip Curl swimsuit from Get Wet. Putting it on is a snap.
Oh my goodness.
Put it over your waist. Pull the cock ring forward. The elastic underneath here will cup underneath your balls and hold everything in place. Have a good time.
There you go. Oh, let me turn it up. for whatever reason.
So-
How do we turn this up?
Putting it on is a snap.
I think that
Pull it
video
under.
is just low.
Hook it onto the balls underneath. The top pulls right over and fits right in. Boom. Will not move on you. You should got to put a little extra traction on your nutsack. Would you be wearing this out to the beach later? It's a new form of Speedo. Get with the times,
I mean, I'd
Neil.
rather just get the regular Speedo instead of having a bungee
see-
around my ball sack.
But Neil, the other Speedos, you hit it, you dive in. It's a possibility. It comes off. Now you're naked. You stand up. You're showing the whole beach your dick. You don't want that. It's not a nude beach.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you're arrested and getting in trouble. Now you tie it off onto your nuts,
But
and then you put it over.
But how
it
do I-
won't move on you.
But how do I prevent the front from flipping up and my dick just flying out with just the ring around my balls?
Nah, so you put the ring, you tuck it under, and then it cups underneath the balls. So that way you're good to go. Free to move about as you want, Neil.
You know what? I'm gonna order one right now. Let's
Oh, my
see how
goodness.
much these cost.
You're looking for from Get Wet? Please tell me how much these are. Watch these be like stupidly expensive too.
Well, the problem is they have a lot of different
Wait, they have a lot of.
swimwear. Like that's not that.
That's not the primary
Right,
one. I was
right.
like, oh man, I thought they had plenty of patterns.
They're from Switzerland.
Really?
Anyway,
Of
I'll
course,
have to
this is
look it
from
up.
Switzerland. What is Switzerland doing with this? You jump into the water out there, it's so cold, you shrivel up, then it pops right off.
Man,
This is a design flaw, sir. I'm just gonna let you know.
I'm just saying. All right. Well, that was a bust. I can't find it.
Oh well. Well, this I love so much. These kids get into it.
crib, nigga. In my bed. Come on,
Okay, he's an argument. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go back home. Cool. He's got on his bike. Now this kid's turning around, coming back down the alley. He's like, okay, what's happening?
Oh, he coming back. He coming
He
back,
is.
son.
Oh! And the bike's still
He
coming.
just busted him.
Dang.
He just
How slick was that?
That was slick as fuck.
So there's a man over here.
Hey, can't even catch him.
No, so these two, I mean, they look 7, 8, 9 maybe.
Yes.
And homeboy takes off on his bike, says, "Fuck this," turns around, gets a run, like a good head start on him, jumps off the bike. The bike keeps going.
Yes.
And he just comes in, smacks the dude in the mouth, gets back on the bike, takes off.
Yes. I just love it. Was just the perfect hit and run. He's just like, what was all that shit you was talking now?
Bam!
Bam! And just keeps moving and jumps on the bike.
I see a future pimp in this man. This is gonna be his career.
The crazy part though, the kid he just turns around like, what's going on? And just wham! And he's trying to run him down and just can't catch him.
And homeboy runs back up to his bike, jumps on it while moving, and takes off.
Yes, that was so slick, man.
Man, I want to get that kid a beer
Oh, that was great.
in 20-something years.
All right,
Okay,
here's
maybe
the
15.
last one I have. This one, I love it when people joke in very serious situations. She just caused a huge accident.
She's clearly in the wrong, and now she's running.
You want to ride? I'll take you. For real, let's go. Let's go. I'm just fucking joking. Why you leaving? Fucking left.
Yes, dude.
Damn. What did? First of all,
Look at this. This is like a four-car accident.
go back to where she was running. So she turned into the street, but then she turned into
The oncoming
the
lane.
oncoming.
Or no,
she
it looked like
hit-
she got hit from the
Yeah,
side.
It looks like somebody else was turning, and she went to turn, and then she scraped them or whatever. But yeah, she fucked up.
Yeah, she went into a car. Looks like possibly hit another car. She gets out to run from the scene of the accident, like from the middle of the street and everything. As she's going, some girl's like, "She's running. Hey, I'll give you a ride, girl. Come on." Really?
Oh, is
No,
that what she
fucking-
says?
Yes.
Do
Listen.
it again.
And it's the same girl screaming at her.
You want to ride? I'll take you. For real, let's go. Let's go. I'm just fucking joking. Why you leaving?
She's like, "No, I'm just fucking joking. Why are you leaving?"
Hey, do you want to ride? I love how she instantly thought she had a lifeline. She's like, really? Let's go. She's like, no, bitch. I'm fucking joking.
I ain't getting your white ass in my car and you fuck up my day. But what I don't understand is, I don't, maybe it's a panic, but I'm like, you got out of your car and just ran.
Yeah. Either.
If the car's registered in your name, like the cops are going to be like, we know where you live.
But it's the same reason fucking John Jones ran from the scene of an accident when he had a bunch of coke and cash in the car.
He went back to get it.
That is
Okay.
also true. Maybe she grabbed it. Maybe she was smart enough to grab it and run. Because I guarantee you, either A, she had like a suspended license or she had something crazy. And she was like, I'm not sticking around. I'll at least ditch all this and
But
deal
you're
with
just-
running from the scene of an accident later.
But then you're just adding an additional charge.
But if she had drugs in the car, she can at least run off, ditch the
Oh,
drugs,
maybe.
and then you don't get.
That's-
So and
I
now it's
get-
just fleeing the scene of an accident.
I guess that's the only thing I can
Especially
think
if
of.
she's already had multiple drug charges.
Right.
Like, because look at this lady.
She
look
looked
at
like
this
she
lady.
just came back.
You want to ride? I'll take you. For real, let's go. Let's go. I'm just fucking joking. Why you leaving?
I just love that. For real? Let's go.
No, I'm just fucking joking. Why are you running?
I love that. The fact that she thought in the middle of this girl trying to run from a crazy accident, let me just fuck with her a little bit on her way out.
So I had not this, but like when I was a kid, I was coming home from school. I was walking home because it was a short walk to the middle school, and this dude was had a kid. I say kid, he was probably 15, 16 on the ground. and like they were fighting.
Oh shit.
And a girl I knew but didn't know, she was walking home. No, she was at home because she lived like right next to the school. And she's outside jumping up and down and clapping and shit. And I'm like, go call the cops, please. And she you could see it in her face like, oh, I need to call the cops. So she ran inside, called the cops, and I was like, I just
She's
wanna go
like, hers
home.
like, ooh, a fight. Let's see it.
And
It's like,
she
no.
was like, yay. And I go, that's a grown ass man
Oh,
beating the shit out of this kid.
dude, there's been a few times I thought I was about to watch a grown man fuck a kid up. Like,
What?
oh yeah, man. I remember we used to live in DeSoto, and I remember we were all outside, and we were like, I can't remember what we were doing, but for whatever reason, I think I'm in maybe 4th grade at the time, and we start throwing rocks at each other. All right, and so yeah, we're fucking like 8, 9 years old.
I know, but like, man, I've heard some poor people game shit, but like, hey, man. I mean, we used to pick up branches and act like they were guns and
Yeah,
stuff.
oh,
But y'all
yeah.
let's pick up a pile of rocks.
Yeah,
Throw it at
dude,
each
you've
other.
never gotten to like a rock fight?
No.
Oh man, like so rock fights are hard, but or like a dirt clod fight anyway. You got those big giant things that dirt when they
Yeah.
hit you they explode.
Yeah,
Well, I
those-
mean, there weren't any dirt clods around, so we were just throwing rocks at each other. And I guess this dude had just gotten a brand new truck. And so we're like in the street throwing, and this kid like is in front of this guy's these two kids were like in front of this guy's truck throwing rocks at it, and he just happened to come outside and seeing it. And this dude gets so pissed.
Right.
Like, he like is screaming and yells and walks up on this other like 8, 9-year-old kid and like bows up on this kid like and gets like this far from his face screaming and yelling at him. Like his fists are clenched. Like I was like, oh shit, he's about to punch the shit out of Trey. And I'm just like, yo. I'm just like,
No, don't do it.
I was like,
Don't do it.
oh my God.
I saw that. So a friend of mine growing up, that there was a similar situation to it, and he's a youth pastor now, which is, as a kid, I was like, no, this dude's gonna be like a seasoned criminal. I don't know. I mean, the way, so he was running across the street,
Okay.
and SUVs passes by. It's not a good part of town. And he decides to slap the back fender of it as hard as he could.
Oh.
And the dude gets out of this SUV, and we couldn't have been like 11 or 12. And he is cussing my friend out, and he's cussing him right back. He's like, what the fuck you gonna do about it?
Oh,
I was
man.
like, man, we're going to get...
You're gonna get
all
fucked
kinds of
up. He's
trouble.
gonna go to jail for
Right.
beating up a minor.
But then back then, I really think he thought he could have probably taken him in a fight.
You are
Yeah.
not Mike Tyson, bro.
No.
Oh
No.
I'm trying to think of another time. Actually, this time, this adult did put hands on this kid. I remember. I think I was like in middle school, and or maybe like a freshman high school. I can't remember. I think it was in high school.
Yeah.
There's this dude. I'm not going to say his name, even though he's a cool teacher, really cool guy. I think his wife still works for the school. Son was really cool, but he's talking to this kid. This kid was definitely on steroids at the time, but he's just kind of messing with him. He's like, "Hey man," he's like, "Hey, you know what, man, Mister, da da da." He's like, "I think I could take you." He was like, bro, like, hey, well, let's not go down this road. Like, when I play for keeps, man. Like, let's not. Hey, we're not playing this game or whatever. He's like, what's the, why not, man? I think, I'm kind of pretty big, blah blah blah. And he says like, all right, stop. And he just kind of, and he like starts, but he's like, bro, don't. Put your hands on me, kid. Like, don't do that. And then he just like kind of does like the little play tap or whatever with him, and he immediately just like takes his hand and just like choke slams him up against the wall. He's like, and he goes, "Bow! Hey, told you not to play with me, bro." And I'm you're like, whoa.
I mean, and that
man.
was back then. I just feel like he's gonna learn a lesson.
Yes.
But nowadays, you just like, that dude's going to jail.
Yeah, he's immediately getting fired. Like, this is crazy what kids can get teachers fired for nowadays over the dumbest shit.
Yeah, like sleeping with them, and I saw a Reddit article about some 25-year-old teacher was sleeping with a 15-year-old student, and her husband was the chief of police in the town or something like that. I'm like, you're.
I can't.
Idiot.
I refuse to believe a 15-year-old is capable of throwing good dick at a 25-year-old woman.
Man,
Like, that's-
right, but like,
like that can't. Like what is that? And first of all, what kind of conversations are you having with this kid? Like, or is he? Or is
I'm just.
I find it very hard to believe that a 15-year-old has got the dick game to keep a 25-year-old woman coming back.
Or is that really saying like how much her husband is not great?
Or
in
he's
bed?
just trash.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He's just throwing ropes at her.
Because if I'm like if I find out I'm getting cheated on and it's with an underage kid, I'm gonna be like, well, fuck. I need to.
I gotta reevaluate
I have
my
to
life.
reevaluate. Yeah.
I need to get a Cialis prescription.
Get me a big old penis.
Get
pump.
back on get on TRT. Get a Cialis prescription. Like I need to do some soul searching. Where's Hibbs.com?
Oh man, I don't get it. Now, in high school, I had a broadcast teacher. She was like, there was a 5 or 6 year age difference. So I was almost 18, but man, I would have. But
Actually,
yeah, no.
one of my teachers in high school, he ended up marrying and having several kids with one of his former students. So like I think he was like a few years older than her. So I think whenever he taught her like her senior year, and he had like I guess just gotten out of teacher school, so he was maybe 4, maybe 5 years older than her, and like had taught her for 1, maybe 2 years.
So like
And,
how
apparently
Yeah.
when they didn't start dating till, from what he said, they didn't start dating until after she graduated. But also this was an older teacher, and this was like back in like the maybe 70s or so, whenever they started dating.
it was more culturally appropriate.
Acceptable for
Yeah,
the most part. I mean,
acceptable.
this is the same time there was like a hit song about some dude banging and picking up and banging some 15-year-old girl off the road. Like there's a rock song.
I'm sure.
Oh, what is it? She was like, I remember it's like, she was only Charlene. Her name was Charlene. She was only 15. Like I can't remember the name of the song, but those are 2 lyrics that are in the song, and he picks her up off the side of this road, takes her with him, bangs her, and it's like, whoa.
We're gonna get flagged for inappropriate comment on this episode.
Probably. But I'm talking about a legit song. Like,
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, there's allegedly Jimmy Page from Zeppelin. Right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
There was an article on like how he had.
Oh, I
he
remember. Was it like his like a cousin of his or something like that was underage, or like? Oh man.
It's the story of Jimmy Page and his 14-year-old lover Lori Maddox.
Yep, 14. Jesus.
So I think he just like, if I remember, he like kept her locked up in a hotel all the time.
Oh my God. Oh, so
yeah.
this is who R. Kelly learned from. I mean, that sounds very R. Kelly-ish right there.
I don't know if he peed on her, but
But R. Kelly kept these women locked up in rooms constantly.
women, like I think this was a singular.
No.
Huh?
No, he had minors there too.
No. I'm saying like I think Jimmy Page was a one-off. Like it wasn't.
Oh, so he just kept one woman, one 14-year-old in the
Yeah,
hotel.
they're not making
multiple.
They're not making a
14-year-olds.
series on Jimmy Page called Surviving Jimmy Page. Like it's just it's just the one.
Okay.
And
okay.
I don't know if
See,
yeah.
there you go, tearing down the black man for doing better than the white man.
I mean, y'all can have it. Okay. If you want it, it's yours. Okay, Neil. All right, so I think that's a good.
We're just gonna end on that.
We're gonna just place it off. Black people, you got that one. You hear it here first on the Neal Neil podcast. Okay, thanks everybody. See you next week.
Blue suit with a blowout. If you got a body, then you better not